And everyone just put a lot of patience in your pocket today because my computer is working slow. All right, everyone, welcome to the 187 District Court. You're in the courtroom, whether you are at your home or at your office. This is a courtroom, so everyone needs to behave professionally. If you do not behave professionally while you're on this Zoom screen, what will end up happening is in this bad weather that we're having right now, you will be forced to appear in court. So what does that mean? There's to be no laying in bed. There's to be no cooking. Whatever you could not do if you were physically in the courtroom, you cannot do on this Zoom screen. To all of the inmates, you're not allowed to use the chat box. If you use the chat box, you will be sent back to your cell. To everyone on this Zoom screen, this is not the Bachelor, this is not the Bachelorette. You're not allowed to use this Zoom as an opportunity for you to pick up dates. And I know you say, why is she saying that? Because people have done it. So that is not allowed. To all of the people who are accused, who are defendants, your name will not be called. Your attorney's name will be called only. So if you do not hear your attorney's name, it is because your attorney is Zooming in another court, or maybe your attorney is running late to his office because of the bad weather. So please do not raise your hand and say, I did not hear my attorney's name, because I just said, I'm calling the names of the attorneys that are on Zoom. You will get a chance to see your attorney. Stephen Garcia, you need to take off that hat. All right, these are the attorneys. This is the order in which you will appear. If you see that your name is low on the list, you are allowed to Zoom to another courtroom. However, if you Zoom to another courtroom and your name is called, you will be placed at the end of the list. James Sealaw, Greg DeMarie, James Toshi, Robert Maurer, Cleophas Marshall, Charles May, Jonathan Watkins, Kelly Piddle, Michael White, Veronica Legarati, Shannon Locke, Scott McCrum, Ron Ross, Joseph Stateson, and John Perez. Is there any attorney's name that I have missed?
Judge, you missed me again.
Oh, Fernando Trevino.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Anyone else?
Yes, I didn't hear William Davidson called either.
Okay. Anyone else? All right. And just give me one moment where I make people co-host. All right, attorneys, when I call your name, I'm going to need the name of your client, and I need to know whether it's criminal trial division or family violence. I'm going to open up breakout rooms. When I open up the breakout rooms, it will invite everyone to a breakout room. Do not, I repeat, do not go to a breakout room unless I specifically call you by name and send you to a breakout room. To all the defendants and those people who are accused, your attorney is more likely than not going to want to meet with the prosecutor before they meet with you. So do not ask to go to the breakout room. If someone wants you in a breakout room, they will specifically request you there. To all the attorneys, as you can see, there are more defense attorneys than there are prosecutors. So everyone needs to put some patience in your pocket, take it out as needed. Think of those breakout rooms as going to the doctor's office. When you go to the doctor's office and they call you to the back, you're not seeing the doctor. They're calling you, they're checking your weight and your blood pressure. If you leave the room to tell me that a prosecutor has not been in that room, the prosecutor will see that room is empty and they're going to go to the next person. So everyone, just be patient. Prosecutors have the ability to move throughout the rooms. And Stephen Garcia, you need to find a location. And I'm telling everybody here, Zoom is a privilege.
Yeah, you're
So you cannot be on Zoom and, oh my gosh, I'm at work too. Zoom is a privilege. And if you violate that privilege, you will not be allowed to Zoom. All right, James C. Law.
Yes, Your Honor. Joseph Coy, family violence.
How do you spell the last name, please?
C-O-Y.
I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Greg DeMarie.
Good morning, Your Honor. Joseph
Good morning.
Valadez, Criminal Trial Division.
I'll send you to breakout room number 3.
Yes, ma'am.
James Toshi.
Good morning, Judge. I've got Mr. Garcia, and it's a family violence case.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 4. Thanks for changing your name.
Absolutely, Judge.
Robert Maurer.
Judge, I have Mario Robledo. It is family violence.
I'll send you to number 5.
Yes, ma'am.
Cleo Marshall.
Good morning.
Marshall.
Good morning, Your Honor. I have Miss Felicia Cox, and that's Criminal Trial Division.
I'll send you to number 6.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Charles May.
Good morning, Your Honor. I have Mr. Arturo Gonzalez and it's CTD, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, what's the first name again?
Arturo
And last name?
Gonzalez
With an S or a Z?
with an S, Your Honor.
And which division?
CTD.
All right, I'll send you to number 7. And everybody who have your name listed as attorney, I appreciate that, but I'm removing the name attorney because when I write down your client's name, the line will only take so much. So no disrespect meant. That's just how it is. All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 7, Charles.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Jonathan Watkins.
Good morning, Judge. I have Obed Urdiales and it's CTD.
I'm going to send you to number 8.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Kelly Piddle.
Good morning, Judge. Carlos Garcia, 701.
Oh, thank you for changing your name.
Of course.
Yeah, I'll send you to number 9.
Thanks.
Michael White. Michael White. Michael White going once. Michael White going twice. Michael White third time. All right, Veronica Legarate. Okay, I don't see her on the Zoom screen. Shannon Locke.
Your Honor, Otis Toussaint, family violence.
All right, thanks for changing your screen name. I'll send you to breakout room number 10.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, may I speak? I couldn't answer you because I couldn't get my mute undone.
That's okay. Who do you have?
Brandon Greer, and he's for robbery, and I need to see a prosecutor.
All right, I'll see you to breakout room number 11.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Scott McCrum.
Good morning, Judge. Zachary Prince, family violence, please.
I'll send you to number 12.
Thank you.
You were so close to getting 13. That's the lucky breakout room in this courtroom for some reason.
I was born on the 13th, so it's worked for me so far.
Was it Friday the 13th?
You know, I don't even know that. I should have.
Okay, next time you come back on Zoom, I want an answer to that question, Sky.
I'm gonna look back and let you know.
Okay, have a good one. Number 12, Ron Ross. Oh, you're on mute, Ron.
I get the number 13. Is that?
You
lucky?
get number 13, and I tell you what, it truly is a lucky breakout room. Who's your client?
Good. Robin Hernandez.
Criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial. We're going to have a pretrial diversion, but I need to talk to Morris Hunter.
All right, I'll send you to number 13.
Yes, ma'am.
Joseph Stateson.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm here for Joanda Hoyos. She has Fabian Cedillo, Criminal Trial Division.
I'm shocked and disappointed, Joseph. Usually you change your screen name for me.
Oh, I had another device. I apologize.
Oh, no, I'm just joking. I'll send you to number 14.
Thank you, Judge.
John Pettis. Oh, you changed it. Thank you.
Welcome, Judge.
And your client is not related to me.
I didn't think he was.
Now I'm just putting that out there because I see it's Jonathan Boyd. I'll send you to number 15.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Fernando Trevino.
Present.
Yes, who do you have?
Oh, it's Andrew Estrada and it's criminal trial division.
What's the first name again, please?
Andrew with an A.
Okay. All right, I'll send you to number 16.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bill Davidson.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I have Kevin Veals, Criminal Trial Division.
I'm sorry, could you repeat the last name again?
Kevin Veals.
B-E-A-L.
Yeah, kind of like veal with an S.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank
I'll
you.
send you to number 17.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there any attorney whose name has not been called? All right, everyone, be patient. Hi, Bo Wood.
Good morning, Judge. How are you? Top
Oh,
of the
great.
morning to you, Judge.
Top of the morning to you too. Who do you have?
I received an invite on David Saldivar.
Saldivar?
Yes, Judge.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial.
All right, I'll send you to number 18.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. James Anders.
Yes, Judge.
Yes, who do you have?
Mr. Gonzalez, he's in custody. And
What's the first name?
He's criminal trial.
What's his first name?
It is Johnny.
Jonathan?
Yes, Jonathan.
All right, I'll send you to number 19. Ken Baker?
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, who do you have?
Rudy Arce, I believe he's in custody now. I would like a chance to talk to the state before I talk to him, though, if that's okay.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
It is criminal trial. Yes, criminal trial division.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 20.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
All right, anyone back from the breakout room?
Cleophas Marshall. I'm back
Yes.
from conferring with Marcus,
Yes.
and we have not reached an agreement.
All right, have you received all the discovery in each of the cases?
I believe we have.
All right, and so is this going to be a jury trial?
It looks like that's what we're looking at on the aggravated case anyway.
All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you, let me see if Marcus is available.
Hey.
Marcus Sanders. He's in breakout room number 8. As soon as he comes out back from breakout room number 8, I'm going to send you and him to breakout room number 1 to speak with Norma on a trial date.
Very good. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Do you need to speak with your client at all?
No, I can talk with her. I'll call her and talk with her.
All right, just give us a moment then.
Thank you.
James Toshi.
Hey, Judge. So I've been in contact with David Martin. My understanding is there's going to be an off docket disposition. I cannot tell the court when. So if you could just keep us scheduled for trial or wherever we are right now.
All right, and when you say off docket disposition, do you mean something other than trial?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Nothing
All right.
in the court.
I'm sorry?
Nothing that will require the court.
Well, the court is always required. Come on, James.
Well, yes, that's right, but
This is not caveman days.
understood.
All right, Norma, on Stephen Garcia.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, no, Mr. Garcia. Norma, on Stephen Garcia.
Yes,
Can I
ma'am.
have a 3-week reset, please?
Yes, ma'am.
And will David be here at that time, Norma?
He should be.
Okay, let's recall it for 3 weeks so I can see what's happening.
I can do the 26th.
All right, we'll see you all back on August 26th.
We'll be here, Judge. Thank you.
All right, thank you. You and your client are excused.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Judge, were you gonna put us in with Norma?
No, you need to be in Norma with Marcus. We're waiting
Oh,
for
yeah,
Marcus to
Marcus,
come
that's
out of the break room.
That's correct. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Excuse my spontaneity and aggressiveness.
Norma, I sent you a chat.
Yes, sir.
All right, and Cleophas, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. I've already informed Marcus to make his next stop to number 1 to go over a trial date.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Judge, if you noticed, I'm appearing on 2 devices. If you can, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Judge, can you make me co-host? Because I can't move.
Sure. And Marcus is not there yet. He should be there in a few minutes.
Okay.
Albert Gutierrez, who do you have?
Matthew Dotson, Your Honor. Sorry.
Criminal trial division or family violence?
It's a criminal trial division. Should be Tom or Marcus.
All right, I'll see you to breakout room number 21.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, Jonathan Watkins, you're back.
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor. And we have selected a trial date of November the 1st for Mr. Yurdialis.
Did you all confer with Ms. Ferguson on that date?
No, but I can, if I can have some time.
No,
there, Judge.
I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1.
Yes, ma'am.
And Ms. Ferguson is in there to confer on a date.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, anyone else back from the breakout room? Veronica Legarati, who do you have?
I have Juan Aguilar, Judge.
Criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 22.
Thank you.
And then all right, Brenna, are you ready? Ms. Cox, you need to share your video. All right, the court is calling 2019 CR 5820 and 2020 CR 4845, State of Texas versus Felicia Cox. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Marcus Sanders.
For the defense?
Cleophas Marshall.
All right, and are you Felicia Cox?
Yes.
We're proceeding by video. Any objections from the state?
None.
Any objections from the defense?
No objections from the
Ms.
defense.
Cox, do you have any objections to us proceeding by video?
No, ma'am.
It is the court's understanding that the state has tendered an offer in this case. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
And is Ms. Cox, are you rejecting those offers?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you requesting a jury trial?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, defense, have you received all the discovery in each of these cases?
Yes, as far as we are aware.
All right. For the record, the court does have the discovery acknowledgement in cause number 2019 CR 5820, but the court does not have the acknowledgement of discovery in 2020 CR 4845. State, are you able to have that discovery to the court? Let's see. Are you able to have the acknowledgement of discovery in that case to the court by August 13th?
Yes, Judge.
My understanding is that both parties had a chance to confer on a trial date. Is that correct, state and defense?
Correct.
That is correct, Your Honor.
And the trial date will be November 17th by agreement. Is that correct, State?
Correct.
Is that correct, defense?
That is correct.
All right, so State, any objections to November 17th as the trial date?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, any objections to November 17th as the trial date?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Cox, do you have any objections to November 17th as your jury trial date?
No.
All right, then, Ms. Cox, your jury trial will take place on November 17th. You'll need to come to court. We are located at 300 Dolorosa. It's the 187 District Court. You'll need to be here at 9 a.m. on November 17th. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
right,
Unless I deliver my baby because I'm pregnant, and that's the
All right, you'll need to address that with your attorney, but you realize you need to be here on November 17th, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, is there anything else from either side?
Nothing further from the defense.
All right, then, Mr. Marshall, you and your client are excused.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Ms. Cox, I'll be in contact with you. Thank you.
All right.
All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 2974, State of Texas versus Mr. Uridalis. I don't know how to pronounce the first name.
Urdiales is fine, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Marcus Sanders.
for the defense?
Jonathan Watkins for Mr. Urdiales, Your Honor.
All right, and are you Mr. Uridalis?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we're proceeding by video. Any objections from the state?
No objection.
Any objections from the defense?
We have no
ma'am.
objection.
All right, it's the court's understanding that an offer has been tendered to the defense. Is that correct, defense?
Correct, Judge.
All right, and Mr. Uridalis, you're rejecting that offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you requesting a jury trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, defense, have you received all the discovery?
Judge, the only thing we're missing are medical records and a surveillance video. However, Mr. Sanders is working on getting this to us.
Okay. All right, because we were here on June 24th, my understanding, all of the discovery was received. Then I will tentatively, because you all have agreed on a November 1st trial date. Is that correct, State?
Yes, Judge.
Is that correct, defense?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Uridalis, do you have any objection to a November 1st trial date?
No, ma'am.
State, any objection to November 1st trial date?
No, Judge.
Defense, any objection to November 1st trial date?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Uridalis, your trial date will take place on November 1st, 2021 at 9 a.m. You will have to appear physically in court. It is located at 300 Dolorosa. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Mom, the other day they said that Mr. Rangel stopped those, so
Yeah.
we still come in?
Yes, you're coming in on November 1st, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And Norma, I'm gonna need a discovery date for them as well. State, when do you believe you'll have the videos and everything to Mr. Watkins?
Judge, the videos will be say a couple weeks. The concern is the medical records. I don't think we have those. And if we don't, I believe Watkins will have to subpoena them if we can't get them.
All right. So when do you will know if you have the medical records?
We can come back in a couple weeks and I'll have an answer for both.
All right. Norma?
Or actually, I guess Jonathan Watkins has a vacation letter in for mid-August.
All right. When is your vacation, Mr. Watkins?
It's I'll be out tomorrow through the 16th, Judge. So I'll be back the 17th, 18th, or 19th. I can come back on good.
All right. Norma, can you recall this for discovery the last week in August, please?
The 27th.
All right. Are you able to be here on the 27th?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a discovery on August 27th. Mr. Uridalis, your jury trial date will be on November 1st. If there are any changes to that, of course, you and your attorney will be made aware, but
Yes,
everyone
ma'am.
is to appear by Zoom on August 27th, so we can see where we are in discovery. And
Except
based
me, I
upon-
come in.
No, August 27th, it will be by Zoom.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All
Okay.
right. And then what will happen on that date, Mr. Uridalis? I'm going to see whether or not your attorney has the discovery.
Yes,
If
ma'am.
your attorney does not have the discovery, your trial date may be moved.
Oh,
Because I want to
yes.
make sure that everyone has everything they need in order to go forward on a fair trial, okay?
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
All right, so we will come back for discovery on August 27th. And Mr. Watkins, if you have everything, then let the court know. And I'll know because you all will have done an acknowledgement of discovery.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll close the record on that case. Mr. Watkins, you and your client are excused unless you have anything else with us.
I believe that's it this morning, Judge. You have a great rest of your week and have a great Friday.
Oh, thank you so much. And be careful out there with the rain and all.
Yes, ma'am, we will do.
All right, bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Miss Boyd.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Have a great day.
All right, you have a good day too. All right, anyone else back from the breakout room? Greg Demary?
Yes, Judge, we are back.
Yes.
I believe Hunter is with me.
Yes.
So we're not able to work this out, Judge. He's still going to look into more information. But at this point, I would just ask to put it on the jury trial docket.
Does your client have a middle name? Because I'm trying to find his file.
I don't know his middle name. Let me see if there's anything on the police
It's
report.
because it's not in the B's. The files are alphabetized.
Yes, ma'am. Joseph Valadez. I don't know if it was on the docket. I had it all on the paper. He thought it was the 9th. I thought it was the 5th.
All right, to the clerks, can I have the file on Joseph Valadez? What's the cause number, please?
2020 4847.
All right, if clerks, if I could have 2020 4847, please.
Yes, Judge.
All right, we will see where we are. Oh, Greg, how was the wedding?
It was amazing.
Oh,
Amazing.
Did you cry?
I did, like a big old baby.
You're like, a baby girl is leaving me.
You know, he's 6'7", so I can't like intimidate him. You know, I'm 6'3", but I boxed him out a little bit.
Yeah. It
No,
is hard to believe because I remember when they were just little babies.
Little babies. I have all, that's why I cried, Judge. I got all these little baby pictures. I need to get rid of them, but no, she
I
did a
guess,
great job.
Was the daddy-daughter dance? I'm about to age myself. Butterfly Kisses. Do you remember that song?
You know,
All
Judge, I like Usher, so.
Okay. I don't think Usher has any daughter dances.
There goes my baby. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
That's free entertainment for everybody
Yes.
out there.
All right. So anyway, Greg, on this one, you all said that you wanted a bench trial. Has
I
that
did,
changed?
Judge, and that's probably what I want. But here's the problem. I know we can do a bench trial pretty quick, and I had all summer. Now I don't have a summer. So
Mhm.
I'm going to have to set it up. I'm still hoping the state, but if we did a bench trial, could I get if we did a jury trial, I know they've suspended in jury service.
Yes.
So when would you be looking at a bench trial? When's the latest I could do a bench trial?
Oh, that would have to be coordinated with the court coordinator. Greg, you should know me by now. I believe everyone should stay in their lane. The court coordinator should coordinate the calendar and everything else she does. And Brenda is court reporting. Do you know what happened if I tell Brenda, excuse me, I'm going to take this record down?
Exactly.
You
I
all
kinda
would
wanna
have to
see that,
talk
actually.
slower. That's the number one thing that would happen. And then I would miss a lot.
Well, Judge, I'll tell you what, if like I said, I just need to talk to Norma then, because if we
All
can,
right. Let me send you to a breakout room because there needs to be paperwork that's filled out for a bench trial.
right.
Were you confirmed with Hunter?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Hunter, if you could go to breakout room number 1, please. And Greg, if you could go to 1, and Miss Ferguson will meet you there and you all can figure out a date.
Yes,
Thank you,
ma'am.
Judge.
Sure. Brenda, can
Oh
you
my
imagine
gosh.
how it would be if I decided to be the court reporter?
You did great.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I think Hunter's frozen. All right, Ron.
Judge, my case is gonna be a pretrial diversion.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1.
Well,
Norma will give you a date
okay.
because we need to see what has actually been done.
The
So-
applicant, I'll go to Norma. The application has been filed. I talked to Beatrice Chavez yesterday. She says about 30 more days to get this thing completed.
All right, if you'll go to break,
They're a little bit behind, but go ahead.
all right, if you'll go to breakout room number 1 and then come back, Norma will give me a date and I'll give that date to your client.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Charles May.
Yes, Your Honor. Can I be put with my client, Mr. Arturo Gonzalez, please?
Okay. Is your client in custody or on bond?
He should be in custody, Your Honor.
All right, Arturo Gonzalez, can you raise your right hand for me because I have a lot of Gonzalez's on the screen? All right, that's 14A. Mr. Gonzalez, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 7 to speak with your client. And Mr. May, if you'll go back to breakout room number 7 for me then.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Any of the attorneys back from the breakout rooms? Let me check. James Seeloff.
Yes, Your Honor. Could you call Joseph Coy? He might be at Galaxy or something.
All right.
I need a breakout room with him.
All right, Joseph Coy. Joseph Coy. Could you
Yes,
speak
ma'am.
up, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, just one moment. I'm I'm going to send you to a breakout room with your attorney.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Your attorney was in breakout room number 2. So if you will go to breakout room number 2, please.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Albert Gutierrez.
Yes, Judge, I was still waiting in the breakout room. I was wondering if I could go back into the 437th and try to wrap up there and then check back in.
Yes.
I was just waiting on paperwork, but I haven't got it. Okay, so I'll log back in just a little bit, Judge. Thank you.
Okay, sure. No problem. Greg, you're back.
We are, Judge. We agreed on October 25th. And Norma's getting the paperwork.
All right, we're going to go on the record. Brenna. Mr. Valadez, could you show your video, please? And let me see. Hunter, are you available?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court is calling 2020 CR 4847, State of Texas versus Joseph C. Valadez. Could I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Hunter Morris.
For the defense?
Greg Desmarais.
All right, and are you Mr. Valadez?
Yes, Your Honor.
We're proceeding by video. Any objection from the state?
Okay.
No, Judge.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Valadez, do you have any objections to us proceeding by video?
No, Your Honor.
All right, it's the court's understanding that the state has tendered an offer and that offer has been rejected. Is that correct, Mr. Desmarais?
That's correct, Judge.
And Mr. Valadez, are you rejecting the offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, defense, have you received all the discovery in this case?
We have up to this point, Your Honor.
All right. The court will note for the record that there is no acknowledgement of there is an acknowledgement of discovery in the court's file. That was filed on March 16, 2021. It's the court's understanding, Mr. Valadez, that you're requesting a bench trial and not a jury trial. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. State, are you in agreement with a bench trial?
Yes, Judge.
And defense, it's your intention to go forward with the bench trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, my understanding is that you all have conferred on the date, and the date for that bench trial will be October 25th. Is that correct, State?
Yes, Judge.
And is that correct, defense?
It is, Your Honor.
All right, and Mr. Valadez, do you have any objections to October 25th as a bench trial date?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then on October 25th, you'll need to appear in the 187th District Court. We're located at 300 De La Rosa at 9 a.m. and dressed for a bench trial. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Valadez, what date do you need to appear?
October 25th,
What time?
9 a.m.
And where are you going to be appearing?
The 187th Court.
All right, thank you. We can go off the record. Greg, I know people always ask why I do that, but people will say, I didn't know where it's supposed to be.
I love it, Judge.
All right. Okay, I'm going to remove all spotlights, go to gallery view. And Mr. Desmarais, do you need to go to a breakout room with your client to fill out the paperwork?
Are they going to fax it to, or email it to me, Judge?
Yes, it should be
Do you have
done
any
by
objection?
email.
I apologize. Do you have any objection to me doing that off video and send it to you?
No, that's fine.
Thank you,
Just
Judge.
make sure that Ms. Ferguson has your client email address.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, everyone, just give me one moment, please. Then Mr. Valadez, you're excused.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Hunter.
Problem. All right, Ron Ross, your client is Robin Hernandez. Did Ms. Ferguson give you a date? You're on mute.
September the 9th, Judge.
All right, we'll see you back on September 9th. You and your client are excused.
Now, let me ask you, this is a pretrial diversion. If everything is completed, it could get dismissed prior to that. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
And if it's been dismissed prior to that, then of course you won't have to appear and Ms. Ferguson will let me know.
Okay, I understand. I too like you going through all the things that you go through with clients. It certainly takes a lot of responsibility off me to make sure clients are apprised of dates. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing that for me. Thank you for doing it for me. So
Oh, you're welcome. Have a great rest of your day.
thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Ernest Acevedo, who do you have?
Judge, I'm here on Fernando Toro. That's a case I'm working on with David Martin. I think he's really the only person who can make decisions on this particular case.
All right.
He's not here today.
Just give me a moment on that one. Charles May.
Yes, Your Honor. I visited with my client, Judge. Evidently, there's a conflict of interest. My client.
Just one moment. I'm gonna let me take that up in just one moment. Kelly Piddle.
Yes, Judge. I've conferred with Joe Ray. This is a first setting. I want to see if we can get a regular reset so I can go in and review the child safe video and get an offer from David Martin when he gets back.
Okay, just one moment. Michael White on Brandon Gear.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm sorry. I've conferred, and the state needs more time on the case of this Brandon Greer. So I need to reset.
Just 1 second. Let me go through the list. All right, Norma Orntoro. Can we, defense is saying that he needs to speak with David Martin on this. When is David coming back?
Until Monday, Judge.
All right, so can we recall this for next week, please?
You said on Toro, right? Yes, ma'am.
All right, what date?
The 9th. I think it's the 9th, Judge. Yes, ma'am. The 9th.
All right, so we'll recall your case for August 9th. Mr. Acevedo, you and your client are excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, and then Kelly Piddle, your client is Carlos Garcia.
Yes, Judge.
All right, and what did you say is happening with this case?
Judge, this is the first setting. I would ask for a regular reset so I can go in and make an appointment to review the child safe video, as well as to get an offer from David Martin when he gets back.
All right, Norma, on Carlos Ramirez.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you give me a setting date for 30 days? It's a regular reset.
Yes, ma'am. They can come back on September 9th.
All right, we'll see you back on September 9th. You and your client are excused.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. Just one moment, everyone. All right, the next one is Michael White on Brandon Greer. What is happening?
Yes, Your Honor, the state needs more time on that. They need to talk to the alleged victim.
All right, and have they given you a time frame for that or no?
No, they didn't give me a time frame. I guess it's just another 30 days or so. That should certainly be enough.
All right. Norma, on Brandon Greer,
Yes, ma'am.
can you give this a regular reset so that the state can speak with, they say they need to speak with their complainant?
Yes, ma'am. September 9th.
All right, we'll see you on September 9th. You and your client are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
September 9th. All right.
All right, and then Charles May, you say there is a conflict?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, just one moment. We'll take that up. Let me see if a prosecutor is available. Who is the prosecutor you're working with?
Meredith, Your Honor.
All right, she's in a breakout room. Just give me a moment. And so that everyone will know, I am presiding judge this week. So I have a lot of matters that are happening in the office as well. So I need everyone to put patience in your pocket and be patient, pull it out as needed. Michael Velichek. Michael Velichek. You can take these back. Michael Velichek. All right, everyone, give me 5 minutes, please.
Okay, now I'm unmuted. Sorry, I just got on.
We're in our 5-minute break, Mr. Velichek. Just give me a moment.
Okay, that's okay, Judge, no problem.
Here. Johnny Gonzalez, can you go to room 19 with your attorney?
What? Why? No, I don't.
All right, Michael Belichick. Michael Belichick.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, who do you have?
I have Jonah Rodriguez. This is a first setting. It's a drug case. So I'd like to confer with the state, and he is in jail.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 23. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, and then Charles May, I'm seeing if there is an attorney available, a prosecutor, for your motion to withdraw. Have you filed a motion to withdraw, Mr. May?
No, Your Honor, this is the first time I've met with my client this morning. He was out on bond. He never contacted this office, didn't make any efforts to
Okay,
contact.
so then you've not filed a motion, is that correct?
That is correct, yes, Your Honor.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to recall your case, file a motion, and the court will hear it. Norma, on Arturo Gonzalez, defense counsel wants to file a motion to withdraw. When can we have that heard?
We can have it done on Monday, Judge.
All right, if you file your motion, we will hear it on Monday.
Thank you,
So
Your Honor.
I'll need your motion to be filed this week.
Yes, Your Honor, I'll get it filed
All right, so we'll come back on August 9th.
August 9th.
Yes.
At what time, Your Honor?
9 a.m.
9 a.m.
Okay.
All right, Norma, and Arturo Gonzalez. His number is 14A. Can you let them know he can go back?
Yes, ma'am.
May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you.
What?
Just one moment. All right, James Sealaw.
Yes, Your Honor. Could I please see Joe Ray Garcia one more time? And I think we have a plea.
All right, let me see where Joe Ray is in number 12. I'm going to go to breakout room number 12, and I'm going to tell him to meet you in breakout room number 3. But please don't go to number 3 until you see Joe Ray come out of that room, okay?
Okay, so I don't join now?
No, don't join now. Wait for Joe Ray to come back to the main room so that you won't be sitting in the room by yourself. Just give me a moment.
Okay, thank you.
All right, James, I spoke with Joe Ray. If you'll
Yes.
go ahead and go to breakout room number 2.
Okay, my screen says, okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Meet you in 2, and your client should move to number 3. Yes,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome. Joseph Stateson.
Yes, Your Honor. I conferred with Hunter. There's a new development on Fabian Cedillo's cases. And let me just make sure Fabian Cedillo is on Zoom. Can you unmute yourself, Mr. Cedillo?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Okay. Your Honor, there appears to be 2 at-large filings, first-degree felony cases. I don't know if they are sealed, unsealed, or if Mr. Cedillo has been magistrated on them.
Okay.
But they're recent, they're not indicted. And after talking with Hunter, it appears that those new cases, both aggravated robbery, would control what happens with the disposition of these other 3 cases.
All right, we'll reset it for 30 days. And if the state or anyone wants to file any motions as it relates to bond, the court will entertain those motions. Norma and Fabian Cedillo, can I have a 30-day reset, please? All right, we'll come back on September 9th. You and your client are excused.
And Judge, I did advise Mr. Stateson that Mr. Cedillo does likely have 2 outstanding felony warrants.
All right. Do you need to speak with your client about that, Mr. Stateson?
Yes, Your Honor. If I can go in a breakout room and if we can be dismissed from that breakout room.
Yes, you can be excused from that breakout room. You were in number 14.
Yes.
Mr. Cedillo, if you'll go to number 14 and then you are excused.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. And everyone, just give me a moment, please. All right, Cornelius Cox. Who do you have?
Judge, I have Imari Friedman.
Criminal trial division or family violence?
Regular trial division, criminal trial.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 24.
All right, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, I'm going to take up Shannon Locke, and then it'll be Scott McCrum, then Veronica Legarata. Shannon Locke.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning. We've conferred. Joe Ray and I have. I believe we have our discovery.
Well,
I do want an opportunity to give some information to the state, if I could get that together.
when are you going to have that information to them?
If I could get another 30 days, Your Honor.
What is going to be the result of this
Well,
case? Is this a trial case?
I think it's going to be a trial case, Your Honor, unless I can get them to dismiss it.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'm going to recall this for 3 weeks. And then that will be your client's plea deadline date. I'm going to put it at the end of August after I get a date from Norma. And that will be your client's plea deadline date. And then if your client still wants a trial, we will give him a trial. And
Very
we'll
good.
come back on a trial date. Norma, what date can we put this on Mr. Toussaint at the end of August?
I can do the 27th, which is a Friday.
All right, August 27th. Mr. Toussaint? Could you unmute for me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Toussaint, today was the day for me to give you a plea deadline date according to what I have in my file. So your plea deadline date is going to be August 27th. What that means is after that time, the court will not accept any plea bargaining agreements. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, if there's nothing else, you and your client are excused.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, Scott McCrum.
Can I have Mr. Prince in a breakout room, please, Judge?
All right, let me see where you are. You're number 12. Zachary Prince, if you could go to number 12, please.
Thank you, Judge.
James Seeloff, you're back.
Yes, Your Honor. Can I see my client for just a bit? And then I need to tell Norma that we do have a plea bargain.
All right, you're in breakout room number 3.
Okay, and then how do I just chat her with his
Yes.
email address? Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Veronica Lecarate.
Yes, Judge, I'm just out a little bit of confusion. I was put in breakout room 22 about 40 minutes ago. I've spoken to no one. I've already done, a while back, you gave us a plea deadline, I think back in February.
Oh, the reason why is because there are more defense attorneys than there are prosecutors, so they're working their way through their room. And Mr. Sanders just left breakout room number 19. So the next room he's going to is number 20, where Kenneth Baker is, and then you're up next.
Okay, so my question is, if we reach an agreement, will accept the plea even though a plea deadline is coming on?
If you are doing an agreement today, then I will accept it today.
And if not, then we don't need to confer in the future. Is that correct?
That is correct. The court will not accept any plea after the plea deadline unless there's good reason. The court will not accept plea bargain agreements after that time. If someone wants a plea, then they'll have to plea open to the court.
Okay, and so even though our plea deadline has passed, you will accept one today if we work.
I'll accept one today.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Fernando Trevino.
Good.
Yes.
Came back from the breakout room. I've conferred with Meredith. We have agreed on the bond reduction motions that I filed. She's going to forward me an email or copy me on an email she's sending to you on the bond reductions. And she needs additional time to reach out to a potential victim in one of the cases.
All right, Norma, on Andrew Estrada, can I get a 30-day reset, please? It's just a regular reset.
We can do September 9th.
And
All right.
on what we agreed on the bond is on a GPS.
Oh, you all will have to send that to me by email.
Sure.
Your agreement.
Okay. But the reason I needed to ask you if you'd waive the fees on the GPS tracking.
Well, what I can tell you is that I have no authority over the waiving of fees. I will put waiving of fees in there, but I've been told that it's through a third-party contract. So normally on all cases, I will request that GPS fees are waived or either place the person on indigent status. And what the message I always receive back is, no, it's a third party, so we can't do that. But I'll waive GPS fees.
Okay, wonderful. And it was going to be 15, 2,500, and 25, 1,500.
Put it in the email. Yeah.
Okay, well, she'll put it in the email.
Okay. If you don't have anything else, then you and your client are excused.
I just need to make sure that Meredith is going to send me that email
Okay.
because I haven't received it.
I am copying you on the email, Fernando. I'm typing it up right now.
Okay, cool. Then I guess, am I free to leave, Judge?
Yes.
Or wait a minute, let me tell my client. That'll be a good thing. Okay, can you put me on? He's in custody, obviously.
Yes. Mr. Estrada, I'm going to send you to a breakout room with your attorney. I'm sending you to breakout room number 16.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, Derek Edmonds, who do you have?
Good morning, Judge. I have a Leland Dyer with David Martin.
All right, I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 24.
Thank you.
Did you say 16 or 15, Judge?
16.
Okay.
That's where you, wait a minute, Norman's in there for some reason. Well, it's number 16. All right, James Seeloff, did you need anything?
I just sent the information for the plea to Norma, to everyone in the chat room. I'm going to try to be patient.
Thank you. You know what, I'm telling you, when people are patient and when people smile, it just makes the day go by well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm a doctor, not a patient. See, that's a problem. And so are you, though.
Judge, is there an Aguilar somewhere?
On custody or?
Oh, he's the one trying to connect audio still. He needs to speak to Veronica.
All
I don't know if he
right.
needs a deputy to help him.
All right, Norma, if you could get a deputy to help the person who's, there he is. Nope, he's still connecting to audio. All right, as soon as he gets connected, we will send him there.
I don't think he's going to, Judge. I think he needs help because it's been that way for a minute now.
All right, Norma, can you contact the deputies? The person who's connecting to audio is Veronica Legarote's client. And they say that he's been connecting for a while now. All right, John Pettis.
Yes, Judge, I'm back. On Mr. Jonathan Boyd, no relation. The state has custody of a laptop that forensics still hasn't gone through. So there's pending evidence from a laptop that was confiscated from my client. So we're still kind of waiting on all that on how that turns out.
All right, Norma, on Jonathan Boyd, can I have a 30-day reset, please, for discovery? You're on mute.
I can do the 10th. September 10th.
All right, we'll see you back on September 10th.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes.
Sorry, myself and my client.
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Scott McCrum on Zachary Prince.
Yes, Judge, I conferred with Joe Ray. It's, we haven't reached an agreement. I would like to keep conferring and working on trying to get it worked out. So if you can give me another pretrial setting or.
Have you received all the discovery?
I believe I have, yes.
All right, this is an old case. I'm going to give you a plea deadline date at the end of the month.
To be honest, Judge, I don't think I've had it the whole time, but that's fine.
No, who? You were recently, I see now, you were recently appointed on June 7th. Okay, I will give you a 30-day reset, and your 30-day reset will be your plea deadline date. Norma, on Zachary Prince, can you set this a little bit further out than 30 days, but mid-September for a plea deadline date for Mr. McCrum?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that enough?
I can do like the 23rd.
All right, is that enough time for you, Mr. McCrum?
I think so, Judge. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. So your plea deadline date is going to be September 23rd. Mr. Prince, where are you? Could you unmute for me, please, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Prince, your plea deadline date is going to be September 23rd. The court does not extend plea deadline dates unless it's for good cause. So at that time, you'll need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the plea or not. If you choose not to accept the plea, then you need to let the court know whether or not you want a jury trial or bench trial. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll see you back on September 23rd by Zoom. All right, you're excused. And Mr. McCrum, you're excused unless you have something else with us.
That's it. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Michael Sawyer.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
Great. How's your brother doing? I always ask about your brother.
Actually, we were trying to see, though he's in town, but you were in a hearing. We poked our heads in the door, but you were tied up.
Oh.
Yeah, you want to stop by and say hi to you.
Oh. So, but how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm right now keeping an eye on my wife. She fell and hurt her leg last week.
Oh.
So she spent 2 days in Christus Santa Rosa. They thought I'd been in cardiac, but it was not. Clean bill of health. Around she's in rehab, getting her legs straightened out so she can get back up on it again. So I've been doing this and going over there. It's been some long days in between, but it'll work out.
Well, you've been a great husband then.
Well, she's the only wife I've got. I've got to be loyal.
All right, who do you have?
I have Christine Sotelo, and she should be on the Zoom link this morning. I spoke to her about 9 o'clock.
All right, is it family violence or criminal trial division?
I believe this should be a regular case, not a family violence.
Okay. All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 25. Put some patience in your pocket. You can see you're in room number 25.
25, thank you.
You're welcome. James Seeloff, you back? You're on mute.
I'm just waiting for the paperwork.
Okay. All right, awesome. All right, for Fernando Trevino, the state has sent me a copy of your agreement. Did you file motions on this?
I did. They were e-filed, and I also sent them to Norma for her to forward to you with an order.
Well, let me get those motions and then I will sign them. So they will be in the system today.
Wonderful.
And as soon as I have them, the motions, I will sign them.
Okay, Norma wanted my client to come back to the room for some reason. I can't remember what she said.
Okay.
And so we're here, but I'm free to go, right, Judge?
Norma, you have Mr. Estrada here?
Yes, ma'am, just so I can release him, call him. Is he ready? He's done with him, so I can call him?
Yes, he's done.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Cool beans. Thank you.
You're welcome. And to the clerks, could I have the motions on Mr. Estrada, please?
Yes,
Andrew Estrada. All right, thank you. Oh, I've already looked in there. They're not in there. Mhm. There's supposed to be 3. Mhm. I'm missing the one on the robbery. It's 33. Mhm. Mr. Valachek, you're back.
Yes, Judge. I've conferred with the state. I need to confer with my client, the prisoner, Jonah Rodriguez.
All right,
Please.
Jonah Rodriguez, could you raise your hand for me? Because we have more than one Rodriguez. Thank you. I'm going to send you to a breakout room with your attorney. Your attorney, if you'll go back to breakout room number 23, please. And Mr. Rodriguez, I'm going to send you to number 23.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Rebecca, are you there? Could I see you in breakout room number 1, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Norma, did you get my text?
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
All right. Bo Wood, how's it going?
Very good, Judge. How are you?
Great. Oh, and Bo,
Yes, ma'am.
you and I are always exchanging books. I am reading this new book. It's called The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave. It's very
Okay.
suspenseful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So what is happening with your guy, David Saldivar?
I just got him on the phone and spoke with him, Judge. He and I both thought our next court day was August 23rd.
Well, let
but
me just check.
today was very successful. I was received an offer from Mr. Morris, and my client has accepted it. It's deferred. So I was in the hopes we might keep the 23rd and just go ahead and start the paperwork today.
All right.
They're going to recommend deferred.
All right. You want to do it on the 23rd or you want to do it sooner?
Well, let's see how far we get with the paperwork.
Okay. All right.
But whatever you tell me, Judge, whatever you tell me.
No, I mean, let me know. We're flexible here in the 187.
And I have a new email address for him. Apparently he's got some conflict with the other one, so I'll also have to send that to Norma.
Okay. All right. So what I can do, we can recall it, or either we can come back and do it this afternoon.
I'm pretty stacked up. I've got 4 this afternoon between 1:30 and 3.
All right. You want to see how far we get today? And then if we don't get that far, then we'll give it a different setting date.
Yeah, certainly, Judge.
Okay.
Let me start, I guess, getting the email to Norma.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for your cooperation. I appreciate it.
Oh, me? Oh, sure, certainly.
He's like, me? What? Hey, I love your background. It reminds me of the 50s and the 60s.
Right. I was looking for some fancy apartment.
Yeah.
Oh, I probably ought to mute, and I'll send this address.
May I approach, Judge?
Yes.
On Jonah Rodriguez,
Yes.
we're going to have a plea agreement with a probation recommendation.
All right. You just need to put that in the chat box to Ms. Ferguson and she'll get you your paperwork.
Okay, I'll do that to her and to the state, letting her know that we're accepting it.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
And let me see who we have left in the breakout rooms. We have Derek Edmonds. He is in 24, waiting for family violence. And Norma, there are a couple of attorneys that we're missing. Everyone, just give me 5 minutes, please.
Sue? There it is.
All right, Bill Davidson on Kevin Bills. What's happening?
Yes, Your Honor. I just talked to the prosecutor on this case. It took a while because I originally said it was not family violence, but it is, so I had to get a different prosecutor. He's made an offer to me. I need to commit that to the client. The client has always told me he's wanted a trial, so I think we just need some time to discuss it.
All right, well, let me put you in a breakout room with your client and then we'll come back. So
Okay.
let me see where you are. Did you zoom out and zoom back in?
Will
Yeah.
do.
All right, if you'll go to breakout room number 8, please.
Okay.
And Mr. Bills, if you'll go to number 8, please.
Judge, room 25 isn't working out. We got it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to turn over now.
Section.
Okay. All right, and Michael Belichick is doing his plea paperwork. And let me see who is left in the breakout rooms.
Yes, Judge, we have our paperwork in the works.
Okay, awesome. So then that just leaves Derek Edmonds, and he's in the breakout room with an attorney. Michael Sawyer.
Hi, Judge. We went to breakout room 25. For some reason, we couldn't get any reception down there.
Okay, sure. Let me move you to a different room.
Okay.
I'll move you to breakout room number 3.
3 sounds like a winner, Judge. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
We'll go right now.
Oh, he is frozen. All right, Derek Edmonds.
Hi, Judge. I spoke with Joe Ray about this case. Last time we were in court, Judge, you signed an order allowing me to obtain the CPS records. I do not have those as of yet, so Joe Ray just gave me Martina's email to email her directly about those to set up a time when I can pick those up.
All right, so the records, I guess, are in the state's possession, so it shouldn't take you that long to get those. Is that correct?
I would hope not.
All right, Norma, on Mr. Dyer, can we recall this for the end of this month to make sure that discovery is completed?
Yes, ma'am, on the 27th.
All right, we'll see you and your client back on the 27th for discovery, and that'll be by Zoom.
Okay. All right, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, everyone, Michael Sawyer is in breakout room number 3. I'm unsure if that's criminal trial division or family violence. I'm trying to find his case on the docket. Yes, it's criminal trial division. And he's in number 3, and it is Christine Sotelo. Hi, Bo, you're back.
Yeah, excuse me, Judge. I just went over to 4 and told them where I was. And I'll go back there after we get through. I have emailed both the DA and Norma to give them addresses and to start the paperwork. And I think I'm gonna call my guy right now and tell him that we'll do this electronically. So I'll get him on too.
Okay, awesome.
God. Hmm. No.
All right, Miss Berlanga, we can hear everything you're saying, so you may want to mute yourself. And everyone, I'm signing paperwork as soon as I receive it. And so I haven't received, well, I just received Mr. Coy, and those are just the consent forms.
I'm waiting for the rest myself, Your Honor.
All right, and let me empty my mailbox because sometimes that may slow things down.
Judge, this is James Anders. When you have a minute.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay. Now.
Yes.
So I've conferred and I've spoken with my client, and we have agreed on a October 15th trial date.
All right. Is this Johnny Gonzalez or is it Jonathan Gonzalez?
It's Johnny Gonzalez.
All right. Do you have all the discovery on this case?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Who is the prosecutor you were speaking with?
Oh, Marcus.
All right. You all have not received a plea deadline date yet.
We discussed he told me what the state's willing to offer, and I told him what we're willing to accept, and we kind of stalemated there. But if there's any new information or something like that changes, then that might change. But at this point in time, based on the information that we have.
Who's playing around with the spotlights?
I believe that we're at an impasse, and a trial is where we're headed.
All right, just give me a second. Something strange is happening here with the spotlights, people. See, Brenda, when you give up control, this is what happens. Brenda, what is happening? Brenda, you see how weird that is?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna try it again. We will see what is happening here.
Just let me do it.
Yeah, it won't let me click it.
No, but whenever I spotlight Brenna, James Anders takes over completely. And now he has a mustache.
Yeah, Judge, weird things are happening. I'm not sure, Judge. I don't understand.
I think the important thing is that he's not a cat. And
yeah, I was wondering, is the cat video going to happen?
Yeah, I have no idea.
All right. Yeah, there's something weird happening today. Huh. But he had the mustache and he wasn't even speaking French. I'm disappointed in you, James.
There's only so much I can do, Your Honor.
All right. So here's the thing. If you all want a jury trial date, I will give you a jury trial date. But I usually, Mr. Gonzalez, could you unmute for me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Gonzalez, I always give people in this court a plea deadline date. That way, someone will have a chance to think about it and make a decision. It's not me forcing anything upon you, but the rules in this court is that I give people a plea deadline date. So what I can do is I can give you a short plea deadline date. And if you come back and you want to go to a jury trial, we will have a jury trial date set for you. Or if you want a bench trial, we will have a bench trial set for you. But I don't like, because your case is fairly new, I don't like for people to come in because these decisions that are being made are the decisions that are going to affect you for the rest of your life, good or bad, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. So what we're going to do, state if you don't have any objections and defenses, you don't have any objections. I'm going to give him a plea deadline date, and I'll set the plea deadline date for the end of this month. And then we can always come back, and the October date you've chosen, I'm sure that will still be available. Are you okay with that, Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much for that, ma'am.
All right, you're welcome. Norma, can we put Mr. Gonzalez, Johnny Gonzalez, at the end of this month for a plea deadline date, please?
Yes, ma'am. I can put it for the 27th or the 26th.
All right, Mr. Anders, the 27th or the 26th?
The 26th, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Gonzalez, we're going to bring you back. It'll still by Zoom. We'll bring you back on the 26th. So your plea deadline date is going to be August 26th. What that means is on that day, you need to let the court know whether or not you want to accept the plea or whether or not you want a jury trial or a bench trial, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am.
All right, you're welcome. Normie, can you let them know that 14J can go back and Mr. Anders, you're excused. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day, ma'am.
All right, you too.
14J can go back.
Jay, Norma. All right, I have the discovery on Salazar that's going through. And let me see. Has anyone spoken to Kenneth Baker? Where is Kenneth Baker?
Judge, I'm gonna send you a chat real quick.
All right, thank you. All right, and Robert Maurer is back and Albert Gutierrez is back. So Robert Maurer has
Mario Robledo. It's I believe it's family violence.
I'll put a question mark by the family violence part. So I'm going to send you to breakout room number 4.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And Albert Gutierrez, who were you here for?
Matthew Dotson, Your Honor, if I could meet with him.
Okay, you need to meet with him?
But there's a couple of documents he needs to sign, Judge, and we're still waiting on the plea agreement.
Okay. Did you send the information to Ms. Ferguson?
Yes.
Yes, I have received the waiver to proceed by video and a couple of other things, but I don't have the plea agreement.
Okay, I'm gonna send you to number 5 and state if you can get the paperwork to him, please. And Mr. Dotson, I'll send you to 5. And Cornelius Cox, you're here on Freeman. You keep popping in and out on me.
I'm actually in your court, but I had a Zoom in the 144. I'm actually in in that little room in the back. So if
Right, see, Brenda, every other court is always more important than the 187.
No. It's many, imitators, but no duplicators. You know what I'm saying? That's my motto.
All right, I'll see you to breakout room number 6.
The 187th District Court.
Okay. Do you need your client in that breakout room with you now, or you need the state first? Yep, we will find out. So state, he is in breakout room number 6, and it's criminal trial division. And everyone, I am continuing to check my email.
Judge, did you get my chat?
Let me see.
You're so funny. Do you need help?
Yes,
Okay.
I did.
Sure. I do, but we have to have Microsoft to do it.
Well, it stopped raining. Brenda, defense attorney did a TikTok video about what not to do on Zoom. And she said, don't lay in bed, don't wear tank tops. And I'm like, have you been in the 187? She's like, clients don't do that.
Was it a Bear County lawyer?
Yes. It was Mary. And I was like, thank you for sending that out. But it never fails. Even when I tell people you're in a courtroom, I'm thinking I don't need to tell people not to lay in bed. But you have to tell people, don't lay in bed. And Bo, if you get a chance, when you if you just read the jacket cover or that book, it seems like it's going to be an awesome book.
Thank you. I saw you chatted it to me. Thank you. I sure will. I'm always looking. Thanks.
You're such an avid reader, Bo.
Yes. He is. He's recommended some great books for me. Everyone I've read has been very good.
He's the only guy I know, Judge, that has a book in his hand constantly.
Oh, he does. And he's the one who I didn't know because, I'm old school, where you can check out library books now online. I still have my first library card, which I got one. I think I was probably like 4 or 5. They used to have the bookmobile that would come through the neighborhoods. I don't even think they do the bookmobile anymore.
I don't think so.
That was
No,
like
either.
such a treat. We would always run outside and run to the bookmobile.
That was part of summertime, wasn't it, for me?
Yes.
Bo's the one that taught me that you can reserve like a bestseller coming out or anything on the library website.
Yeah.
And then they email you when it comes in and you may be first.
See, even though my brothers got me Kindle when Kindle came out, I still like to touch my books. So
Yeah.
if I'm going on a trip, I'll use the Kindle and use all of that. But otherwise, it's like, gotta have my books, you know, gotta touch them.
Yes.
I gave my mother a Kindle and, set it up through the library where she was.
Mhm.
And she gave it back. She said she can't read it anymore. The numbers, or, the letter, I can't get the letters big enough. But she had 245 library books on that Kindle that
Oh,
she
wow.
read and returned. And I thought, dang, she's better than I am, because I try it. I'm the same way. I'd rather hold a book. I'd rather that book hit me in the head at night when I'm sleeping
Yeah.
rather than that piece of metal.
Do you know they have this thing now, and I saw it at Barnes and Noble, where you have your Kindle or whatever, and there's a screen that you put over it, and it makes the letters giant size. So maybe
That's a
that'll
great
work for
idea.
her. Yeah. So
Yeah,
you just
thank
flip it
you.
over, and it's like the letters are huge. I tried it with the book, just putting a book in front of it, and they're huge.
That's what I need right there. In fact, that's what I need. What am I saying? I'll try that out for her. That's a
Yeah.
whole new world.
Oh, it is. But it always amazes me the things that young people don't know about. They've never heard of a rotary phone.
Things we took for granted. I think back on that. How did you memorize a number back then? Because on a touchpad, I can kind of visualize the pattern. 335, and
Mhm.
you can visualize but a rotary, you just.
Oh, yeah. My mom said when they were
You're right.
growing up, people had like 3 numbers for their phone number. And
Oh,
then,
yeah, 3
whenever you
digits, yeah.
watch any of the old movies, they always say, call Beechwood. Well, there's a song, Beechwood 76459 or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
she said you would just pick up the phone and, 369 and whatever else. But I remember on the radio stations, they would have prizes, and the first person who calls in, I got so many blisters on my index finger because you're trying to dial very quickly.
Right.
Judge, I'm sorry to interrupt. If my client and I may go back to a breakout room.
Yes. Actually, if you were in your previous breakout room and you've never left the Zoom, you can go back to that same room. Let me double check. And I'm just getting some paperwork in. Let me see. Yes, you all can go back to 22, but sometimes it's easier for people to see it pop up on their screen. So I'm going to send you to breakout room number 20.
20, okay.
And
And then
my
somebody
client is David.
will someone put my client in there?
Yes, I just requested him to go to 20, so he should see it, and he's there. You're welcome.
And my client is David Saldivar, and I've just spoken with him on the phone and given him this Zoom number. So if
Okay.
he's in a waiting room, I need him in I
Yeah,
don't
he
need him
hasn't-
this minute, but
He hasn't come
Okay.
in yet.
thanks, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, so I do have the paperwork on COI, so that's coming through. All right, James Seeloff, I think you have Mr. Coy. So
Yes, ma'am.
if you'll go to breakout room number 1 with your client.
Well,
the clerks- I just moved him to 1.
okay. We're all set. I think he's he's already signed.
Oh, yes, he needs to be sworn in. So I'm sending him to 1. The clerks will swear
Okay.
him in. And if
Okay.
you'll go there, the clerks will let you know if there's any paperwork that's missing.
Okay, thank you very much, Judge.
All right, you're welcome. Bo, your client is here. I'm going to send him to a breakout room with you.
Thank you, Judge.
I'm going to send him and you to breakout room number 2. Let me just find you on the screen, Bo. There you are. Mr. Saldivar, if you'll go to breakout room number 2, your attorney will meet you there. All right, Adam LaHood. You're on mute.
There we go, Judge. Sorry, I was at an in-person sentencing in juvenile. It took a while.
Oh, no problem. So you have Matthew Cole. I'll send you to a breakout room.
Yes, ma'am. Has he checked in this morning?
I don't see him on the screen and he hasn't been here.
Yeah, I haven't had contact with him in a long time.
All right, well, let's see. If you want to try to call him, you can.
I attempted this morning, Judge. This is the one we actually filed a motion to withdraw on based upon just a complete breakdown of communication. I didn't know if you wanted to take that up today or another time or.
No, we're going to take up his failure to appear today.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, is there a prosecutor available for this hearing on a failure to appear?
I can, Your Honor.
All right, I'm not going to try the spotlight because it seems that it's doing some crazy things. All right, the court is calling 2019 CR 7044A, State of Texas versus Matthew Benjamin Cole. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Meredith McIntyre for the state.
For the defense?
Adam LaHood for the defendant, Matthew Cole.
All right, any objections to us proceeding by video? State?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, any objection?
None, Your Honor.
All right, the court will note for the record that this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 11:27 a.m. Deputy Alora, has there been a Matthew Benjamin Cole in the courtroom at all today?
No, Your Honor, he has not.
And for the record, there has not been a Matthew Benjamin Cole on the Zoom screen. For history purposes, this case was set in the past on June 24th. The court issued a bond forfeiture and remanded the defendant without bond. The defendant was a no-show all that morning. It was a no-show at 11:46 a.m. Then on July 28th, it was requested that the court recall the bond forfeiture, which the court did. And the defendant was required to be here today by Zoom or in person on August 5th at 9 a.m. Defense, have you had any contact with your client?
No, Your Honor. It's been, according to my notes, I think it's been over about 3 months now since the last time I've had any contact with them.
All right, state.
They'd ask that this court forfeit his bond and issue a warrant.
All right, that will be granted, and I'll remand your client without bond. All right, with that, we'll close the record.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And let me see if you have anyone else with us, Mr. LaHood. I think that may be the only case.
I believe it is, but never hurts to double check.
Yes, no, that's the only case.
Yes, ma'am.
And I know you filed your motion to withdraw, but the court will hear that motion to withdraw once your client presents himself.
Okay, Judge, if he's able to present himself, then I think the issue would probably cure itself. It's just based upon a complete breakdown of communication.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, you're excused.
Oh, one last thing, Judge. I'm sorry. I've been on this case a long time. Is the court opposed to me turning in an interim voucher? I think I've been on it for about 2 years now.
Well, what I can tell you is with regards to these cases, there was a judges meeting, and the rules are that it can be considered for certain cases. I do it in my court on a case-by-case basis. So if you turn in an interim voucher, I will consider it. But what
Yes,
I can
ma'am.
tell you is the rules are that interim vouchers are only done for capital murders and murder cases, and this is just a burglary. But I understand the issues that defense attorneys are facing, so I consider it on all cases on a case-by-case basis. So just turn it in.
I appreciate it, Judge. Thank you. And I may be excused.
Yes.
Thank you. Have a good Friday, good rest of the week and good weekend.
All right, good weekend to you too. All right, Robert Maurer.
Yeah, Judge, are the defendants in jail? Are they?
Yes, they're on. And
Okay,
Mr. Robledo's here.
I have an offer. If Mr. Robledo is there, I'd like to convey it to him, and I'll let the court know what he's going to do.
All right, Mr. Robledo, if you'll go to breakout room number 4, please. Your attorney will meet you there. Oh, Mr. Robledo, just look at the bottom of the screen. Do you see where it says participants? Unmute yourself. Okay. He is there now, Mr. Maurer.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, are we ready on Mr. Coy? All right, Mr. Coy, if you can unmute yourself.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Brenna, I think it's working.
I don't have a mustache.
No. Excuse me.
Híjole.
Lupe? On Mr. Cole, that's a bond forfeiture. And it's a
Oh, okay.
remand without bond.
Got it.
All right, thank you.
There we go.
Yes, we are here. Yay.
No, I'm here.
Yeah. All right, the court is going to call 2021 CR 5794, State of Texas versus Joseph Ernest Coy. Could I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Joe Ray Garcia.
For the defense?
James Seeloff.
And are you Joseph Coy?
Yes, Your Honor.
We're proceeding by video. Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No objection, and we signed off on it.
Mr. Coy, I'm going to show you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
The court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Coy, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We waived the reading.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
As we're proceeding on count 1 on the indictment, waive count 2.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Coy, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court's Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Did you understand what you're charged with is assault of a pregnant person? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Coy, it's okay for you not to say thank you after everything.
Yes,
But
yes,
I
Your Honor.
appreciate it. I appreciate it though. It throws
Your
me
Honor.
off.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's okay. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state calls, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into this plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, he has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe he is.
Mr. Coy, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on count 1 only. Punishment is to be assessed at 3 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. The state will remain silent on your application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. The state will take in consideration 2021 CR 2488. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Angelica Rodriguez, AKA Angelica Martinez. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, there has not.
Then, Mr. Coy, to the offenses charged in count 1 in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty, Your Honor.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's guilty plea?
State offer State's Exhibit 1 and all its attachments.
No objection.
Mr. Coy, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Ms. Ferguson, what's the date for us to come back for sentencing? And he'll need to be in person.
You understand, Mr. Coy? You have to go to that courtroom.
Judge, is there
Yes.
going to be a PSI?
Yes, there's going to be a PSI.
Okay, give me 1 second, Judge.
Do you want me in person also, Judge?
No, you can be by Zoom.
Okay.
Judge, I can do the 27th of September, September 27th.
All right, so we're going to go back on the
September
record.
or August?
September.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Coy,
Yes, ma'am.
you're going to need to be in the 187 District Court at 9 a.m. on September 27th. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
At that time, the court will make a decision on your application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. My decision will be based upon a report I received from probation and any other information that's presented to me at that time. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
The courtroom is located at 300 De La Rosa. It's on the 4th floor. So what time is your sentencing date?
September 27th at 9 a.m.
And where do you need to be?
300 De La Rosa, 187 District Court.
All right, so you need to make sure you're there. I'm going to send you to a breakout room with probation. Let me ask you this. If you're drug tested today, is it going to be positive or negative?
It's going to be clean.
When's the last time you used anything?
Well, I've been clean since I've been out of Burke County, since I've been bonded out.
All right, so I'm going to ask for a TAP evaluation as well, Rebecca. All right, and Mr. Coy, you're not to have any contact with the complainant in this case. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so I'm going to send you to a breakout room, Mr. Coy. Probation will go over what they need you to do so I can make sure that I have the report, okay? Do
Yes,
not
Your
miss
Honor.
any of those appointment dates.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. If you'll go back to breakout room number 1, and Mr. Seeloff, if you'll go to 1, and the probation officer will meet you there.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Yes,
Thank you,
and
Your
you
Honor.
all can be excused from that breakout room.
Thank you,
Judge,
Your
this
Honor.
is Robert
Thank
Mauer.
you,
Can
Your
I
Honor.
report back on my case?
All right, just one moment. Yes,
Breakout
Mr.
one.
Bauer.
Judge, I've talked to Joe Ray. I've talked to my client. I believe he wants a jury trial, but I think we're our first setting. If you could give me a couple weeks to look into some discovery, and I'll talk to him again. I just want to see if I can get a 30-day setting.
All right, just one moment. Mr. Coy, are
Yes,
you on
Your
an
Honor.
Android or are you on an iPhone?
I'm on an Android, LG.
I hate when they say that, Brenna, because then I'm supposed to know what I'm talking about. All right, Mr. Coy, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just move you from breakout room number 1. I'm going to move you to breakout room number 2. Let me know if something pops up for you. Does it pop up?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, just go to breakout room number 2 then.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Robert Maurer, Norma, on Mario Robledo, can I have a 30-day reset, please? All right, we'll see you back on September 9th.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Everyone, just one moment, please. Everyone, just one moment. I'm doing presiding duties as well as running this. So just give me 1 second, everyone. All right, and Norma Robledo is L16. He is excused. All right, Michael Sawyer, and then I'll take up Albert Gutierrez.
Your Honor, I'm back.
Yes.
I've already conferred with the state, Hunter. He may be an offer that I like. I know my client will like it. We can reset this case out about 10 days. It would be a plea, Your Honor.
Okay, just one moment. So it's accepted, is that correct? Or are you all still considering?
Oh, don't worry, it will be accepted.
Okay.
There were alternatives, Judge.
Okay. All right, Norma, on Christine Sotelo. Can I have a 2-week reset, please?
Yes,
For
ma'am.
plea?
I can give them the 20th. Yes, the 20th.
20th is fine.
All right, we'll see you on August 20th, and that will be by Zoom.
Judge, thank you and have a good morning. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you. You too.
Can we excuse my client? She's on Zoom
Yes.
right now.
Yes, you're both excused.
Thank you very much.
All right, Albert Gutierrez.
As Judge Albert Gutierrez for Matthew Dotson, we have a plea agreement that has been signed and sent.
All right, then what I'm going to do, I'm going to send you to a breakout room with the clerks. I'll send you to breakout room number 1, and they will let you know if they have all your paperwork.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Veronica Legarati.
Yes, Judge, we have already signed all our paperwork. So we're just
All right.
waiting.
Okay, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1 so that the clerks will know and let you know if there's any paperwork is missing, then we'll take that up. And Norma, I'm going to send you to the breakout room where the clerks are because there's some interesting things going on with the paperwork.
Okay.
And they're all in breakout room number 1.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, Kenneth, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2 and a prosecutor will meet you there.
Oh, Judge, I have conferred with the state already.
Oh, well, let me send your client to number 2. Mr. Arce,
Perfect. Okay, that'd be
sending you
great.
to number 2. And everyone, I'm just waiting on paperwork and we will proceed once I receive that. Mr. Baker, you're back?
Yes, Judge, I have an update for the court.
Yes.
So, Your Honor, the state conveyed an offer. I conveyed it to my client. The state offered to keep it open for 2 weeks. Your Honor, my client's requested to see the dash cam, which I've watched. I thought he's seen it. I'm going to take his word that he didn't. I was going to take it to jail, show it to him, but I believe we're going to have a disposition in this case once he sees that.
All right, can you have your client come out of breakout room number 2, please?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, Judge. I'll go
No
get him.
problem. All right, and Brenda, we're going to take up these last pleas that we have, and then everyone else will have to come back at 2. So Mr. Friedman, for Mr. Cox, that will be at 2.
Your Honor, I might have problems with 2 o'clock. I've got 4. this
No, I
afternoon,
know,
that's starting
no,
at
it's
1:30.
your plea paperwork has already been done. Your client has been
Oh,
sworn
excuse
in.
me.
So yes, so we're going to take that up. It's
Thank
just
you,
that we always do our recess at 12:30 so that Brenda can have, lunch and have time off, and so that my mom can have lunch.
You let your staff have lunch? You're such
Yeah,
a good
isn't that
girl.
shocking? Yeah. Well, they thank my mom for that because my mom will call and she's like, let them have their lunch. I'm like, okay, Mom. All right, Bill, on Kevin Bills.
Yes, I just talked to him for quite a bit of time, and he is definitely probably going to need a jury trial. I did want to ask you, and this may or may not be the appropriate context, but he works as a mechanic, and so he works for himself, but he's locked down during the weekends from that monitor.
Okay, let's do this. Where is your client?
He's trying to get back into the main room.
All right, so let's wait till he gets back in the main room. Norma, on Mr. Rudy Arce. Can we set this at the end of the month, please?
Yes, ma'am. We can set it for the 27th.
All right, Mr. Arce, I'm going to extend your plea deadline date till August 27th because your attorney is telling me that there's one final video that you need to watch.
Yes,
so your attorney is telling me he's going to have you watch that at the jail. That's your last extension of a plea deadline date. After that date, you either will let the court know that you want a jury trial or a bench trial, or either that you're accepting the plea bargain agreement. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we'll see you back on August 27th at 9 a.m.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Norma, can you let them know that L13 can go back?
Yes, Judge, I'll let them know. I'm sorry, I'm on Robert's computer.
Okay. All right, so on Mr. Bills, Mr. Davidson, I'm going to give you a 30-day reset. But if you want to have your motion heard with regards to the monitor, we'll get a date for that as well. So we're just waiting for your client to zoom back in, and then there he is. Norma, I need a 30-day reset on Kevin Bills. Kevin Bills, B-E-A-L-S. Yes. All right, so we're going to come back on September 9th. And Norma, I also need a date for him that is for a motion. we'll do that on, State, will you be ready on a motion for modification of bond conditions for Mr. Veal on August 9th, or do you need more time than that?
That should be fine, Judge.
All right, and Norma, we're going to set it for a motion for a bond modification on August 9th. So, Mr. Veal?
Yes.
Your regular reset date for this case is September 9th.
September
But
9th.
your attorney wants to have a bond hearing, and that bond hearing is going to take place on August 9th. Do you understand, Mr. Veal? All right, so you, Mr. Veal, you'll need to be here by Zoom on August 9th. All right, Bill, you and your client are excused.
Thank you. Please have a good rest of the day.
All right, you too. And Mr. Davidson, if you can make sure that motion is filed before the week is out, please.
I will do that. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Judge, I'm sorry, I was in a breakout room. Can you repeat what you just said?
The motion to modify bond conditions for Mr. Veal is going to be August 9th.
August 9th?
Yes, and then
Or in the afternoon or in the morning?
It will be in the morning.
Okay,
It's
morning.
supposed to be short. And
Okay.
then his regular hearing date is going to be September 9th.
Okay.
Judge,
Yes.
could you put my client, John Rodriguez, in a breakout room? The paperwork's there and he may need some help with it.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, let me see where you are. I think you're already in a breakout room. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 5. Mr. Rodriguez, if you go to 5 with your client.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And everyone else, as soon as I receive the paperwork from the clerks, we will take up your pleas. I guess the weather is causing computers to be slow. And Norma, if you will, we'll need Mr. Freeman to come back at 2 p.m. and Cornelius Cox to be back at 2.
Is he the only one, Judge?
Let me look through. Yes, he's the only one.
Okay. And I'm sorry, you said Mr. Arce was gonna, I gave you for the. You remember what-
Arce is recalled for August 27th.
And that was for discovery, correct? Or just a regular?
No, that's a plea deadline date.
Okay.
Judge, has the plea deadline passed on Amari Freeman?
Let me see. No, because I see here Amari Freeman today is just a regular, it's regular reset because he has a lot of new cases. So we have one case that's from 2020, and I'm sure the plea deadline date has passed on that one, but it may end up being extended because he has 4 new cases that are from 2021. All right, Mr. Cox, we're going to come back on at 2 o'clock for your case.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
All right, you're welcome. All right, Bo Wood, your client is Saldivar.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so I have the paperwork on that one. We're going to take that up, and then after that, it's going to be Juan Aguilar.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Who is the prosecutor on Bo Wood's case?
I can do that one, Your Honor.
Oh, it's Hunter Morris.
Okay. All right, Hunter, your video is not on. Oh, there we go. All right, Mr. Saldivar, you need to stop chewing. Okay. The court, and you need to unmute. The court is calling 2020 CR 4184, State of Texas versus David Alfonso Saldivar Salazar. Can I have the parties announced for the record for the state?
Hunter Morris.
For the defense?
Bo Wood, on behalf of Mr. Saldivar, he is present. We are ready, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Saldivar?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video. Any objections from the state?
None, Judge.
Any objections from the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, to the clerks on Mr. Saldivar, I do not have the consent to appear by video.
I'll take those. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Saldivar, did you sign a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video?
Yeah, I signed 3 different ones.
Okay, Mr. Saldivar, I want you to find a stationary position in your home. All right, did you sign the document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video, and did you understand it? And did you review it with your attorney?
Judge,
Yes.
I will print it for you, Judge.
Thank you. Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Mr. Saldivar, I'm sorry, Mr. Wood, I'm showing you what's entitled Acknowledgement of Discovery. Have you received that? Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Just one moment.
Can you put him in the breakout room?
Bo,
Yes, Judge.
pull some patience out of your pocket. The clerk said the file they handed me is not ready.
All right.
Why it's not ready, I don't know. But, put a smile on your face. It makes the day better. All right, I'm going to send you and your client back to breakout room number 1. Thanks for your
Thank you,
patience.
Judge. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, who are the parties on Dotson?
Albert Gutierrez, Your Honor. Sorry.
That's okay.
And I can stand in, Judge.
Thank you. Court is calling 2020 CR 1047B, State of Texas versus Matthew Dotson. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hunter Morris.
For the defense?
Albert Gutierrez.
Are you Mr. Dotson?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video. Any objection from the state?
None, Judge.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Dotson, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am, I did, and I do understand.
Thank you. Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes.
I did, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Dotson, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, ma'am.
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Proceeding on count two, proceeding on count one, Judge, waiving count two.
Any objections? Any objections?
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Dotson, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court's Admonishment and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Did you understand what you're charged with is aggravated kidnapping? That's a first-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 5 to 99 years or life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
In my opinion, yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Dotson, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am, they haven't.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Next, I'm going to show you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on count one. There's a $1,000 fine. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. The state recommends deferred adjudication. There's to be restitution, if any, to Gabriel Patlan, P-A-T-L-A-N, Adrian Sepulveda. There's to be no contact with Gabriel Patlan and Adrian Sepulveda. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Defense is at the plea bargain agreement.
It is, Your Honor.
State is at the plea bargain agreement.
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm going to show you the paragraph entitled Waiver Repeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am, I have. And yes, ma'am, I do.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 10 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 150 hours of community service restitution. Do you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Ma'am, I do understand.
Then to the offenses charged in count one, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, ma'am.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea.
State offer states one and attachments, Judge.
No objections.
Mr. Dotson, I'm going to show you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? Most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Judge, the state's asking for a short reset to notify next of kin and for any potential statements.
All right, Norman, could I have a, how much time do you need, state?
Judge, I would imagine a week or two would be plenty.
All right, Norman, could you set this for sentencing maybe at the end of the month, please?
The 27th, Judge.
All right, so we'll come back on August 27th, and that will be Norma at 2 p.m.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Doxson will be back on August 27th at 2 p.m. And the court will make its ruling at that time. Rebecca, there's not a need for a PSI.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, may I just make the request, since the state is recommending deferred, that there would be a PR bond?
No, that will be denied. All right, I'll see you all back on August 27th.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Norma, can you let them know that 14B can go back? All right, Bo Wood, we are back on your client.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Got a pocket full of patience.
I appreciate
I like that.
My mom always say, keep some patience in your pocket. All right, we're back on the record in 2020 CR 4184. Mr. Salazar, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Judge.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Saldivar, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Judge.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Saldivar, I'm showing you what's entitled Court's Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Judge.
What you're charged with is possession of explosive weapon. That is a 3rd-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Judge.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Judge.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial? a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent.
Yes, Judge.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Judge.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Judge.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, Judge.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
We've discussed them and no defenses, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Salvador, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Judge.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Judge.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Very much, Judge.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Judge.
Put into the plea bargain agreement, state is proceeding on count 1. There's a $1,000 fine probated. State recommends deferred adjudication. They will take in consideration 2020 CR 10713. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement, Mr. Salazar?
Yes, Judge.
Defenses at the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Your Honor. There are some matters I'd like to discuss, but that is our agreement.
State is at the plea bargain agreement.
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver repeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, Judge.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Judge.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 5 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 120 hours of community service restitution, no contact with John Martinez and Victor Martinez, mental health evaluation, and anger management. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Judge.
Then to the offense is charged. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State?
State offers states one in attachments, Judge.
Any objections?
We've had an opportunity to view it, have no objections.
Mr. Salvador, I'm showing you what's entitled waiving consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Judge.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Judge.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements, police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Judge.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
If we may, Judge, we'll waive PSI.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Judge, I wrote down he's 29, but I'm realizing that was 2 years ago. I guess he turned 30 this past summer, May. I think he turned 30. He went to John Jay High School. He's got some college. He's been working for a roofing company, so luckily we were available today because of this weather. But he's on a spiritual journey, Judge. He's studying Eastern religion, Eastern philosophy, and his goal would be to study in India. He does not want, he wants to go to India strictly to study. He does not plan to relocate there. He's not planning on moving there, but he does want to visit and spend some months in study. He's already found the place and even the guru with whom he'd like to work. I think that's within the next 6 to 10 months is his goal. Now, I don't know what COVID's going to do to him. It may push him out further, but that's all it is. I told him that probably you might allow report by mail just because it's not a drug case, Judge. But at the same time, it may be something he has to put a little further out. But that was the only thing. I just learned of this, so I didn't tell Mr. Morris earlier because as we were doing the paperwork, he told me that. And I just wanted the court to be aware that he does not, he would like to travel, but I'm not sure the extent of it or even when it will be. His goal is some time frame within the next, say, 6 to 10 months.
All right. Mr. Saldivar,
Yes, ma'am.
since the goal is 6 to 10 months, just let probation know, and the court is always has an open mind to consider things. But a lot of it, you're welcome. A lot of it will depend on how you're doing on probation. So if you're doing well on probation, that would tend to work in your favor, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. There's a five years deferred adjudication, $1,000 fine probated, take in consideration 2020 CR 10713. There should be a mental health evaluation just to see if he qualifies for the MIC unit, Rebecca. Anger management, no contact with John Martinez, Victor Martinez. 120 hours of community service restitution, or he can pay $7.25 per hour to the San Antonio Food Bank. Regular Zoom reporting or in-person reporting if you can't Zoom. Proof of employment within 15 days, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Regular UAs or a patch. Field visit 1 time per month. Rebecca, is there anything else he needs?
No, Judge.
Mr. Salazar, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, Judge. I think we've covered everything.
All right, Mr. Saldivar, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Judge.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Judge.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2. And if you would just be patient with us, Mr. Saldivar, probation will meet you there shortly, okay?
Thank you,
And
Judge.
Bo, you're more than welcome to go to number 2, or you can be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. And so, Mr. Saldivar, if you'll go to breakout room number 2, please. All right, the court is going to call 2020 CR 11726, State of Texas versus Juan Manuel Aguilar. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Adam Morris.
For the defense? For the defense?
Veronica Legarreta.
And are you Mr. Aguilar?
Yes, Your Honor.
We're proceeding by video. Any objections from the state?
None, Judge.
Any objections from the defense?
No objection.
Mr. Aguilar, I'm showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Counsel, I'm showing you what's entitled Discovery Acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Aguilar, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Waiving count 1 and the enhancement, Judge, proceeding on count 2.
Any objection?
No objection.
Mr. Aguilar, I'm showing you what's entitled Court's Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on count 2, which is possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams? That is a second-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today, did you understand that by entering this plea bargain agreement today, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
He has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, I do.
Mr. Aguilar, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, state is proceeding on count 2. They're asking that your punishment be assessed at 3 years in the prison, and there are no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, it is.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there many such motions?
No, Judge.
Then to count 2 and then indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
State offers state's warrant attachment, Judge.
Mr.
No objection.
Aguilar? Thank you. Mr. Aguilar, I'm showing you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence States Exhibits 1 and attachments. The court has reviewed States Exhibits 1 and attachments. The court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, we are.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, we just ask that you please follow our agreement. I am also going to ask that you please run this case concurrently with 2018 CR 5915, which my client is on parole for at this time.
All right, the court will follow your agreement, sentence you to 3 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. This will run concurrent with 2018 CR 5915. Mr. Aguilar, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And also because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we'll go off the record. Mr. Aguilar, good luck to you. I always tell people, know better, do better. Otherwise, you're going to be in and out of prison, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Norma, can you let them know 17L can go back? And Ms. Legarata, you're excused. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you.
All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 4746, State of Texas versus Jonah Rodriguez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Meredith McIntyre for the state.
For the defense?
Michael Valachek for defendant.
And are you Mr. Rodriguez?
You need to unmute yourself.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we're proceeding by video. Any objections from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Rodriguez, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you
Yes, Your Honor.
electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Showing you an application for community supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, I'm showing you what's entitled discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Rodriguez, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
State waives count 2 and the deadly weapon allegation.
Any objection?
No objection.
Mr. Rodriguez, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments, the defendant's waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand in count 1, you're charged with possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 to 200 grams. That's the first degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 5 to 99 years or life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Rodriguez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 6 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. State recommends community supervision. There's no application for deferred adjudication. The state will take in consideration County Court Cause number 62376. There's to be no harmful or injurious contact with Doreen, D-O-R-E-E-N Douglas, D-U-G-L-A-S. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 6 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 120 hours of community service restitution, no possession of weapons, and anger management and regular UAs. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offense is charged in count 1. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State any evidence to support the defendant's guilty plea.
State offers State's Exhibit 1 and all attachments.
No objection.
Mr. Rodriguez, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand? Court will find the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court finds there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, if it pleases the court, Mr. Rodriguez fully understands that the TAP evaluation will probably suggest inpatient treatment, and he's ready for that. He understands how difficult it is to stop methamphetamine. And so if the court pleases, we would waive a pre-sentence investigation.
Yeah, I don't stick it. You might want to check that. Okay. All right. The court will sentence you to 6 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 6 years. $1,500 fine, probated. Taking consideration, County Court Cause number 662376. No harmful or injurious contact with Doreen Douglas. No possession of weapons. Anger management. 120 hours community service restitution. TAP evaluation while in custody, and he's to follow all recommendations of the TAP evaluation. If TAP evaluation suggests outpatient treatment, the court is going to want to start with intensive outpatient treatment. And I'm going to want the UA hotline upon release from custody. I'm going to want regular Zoom reporting or in-person reporting once he's released. I'm going to want random field visits 3 times per month. Proof of employment within 30 days of release. No employment as a home health care provider with minors. Mr. Rodriguez, do you have any children?
Yes, I agree.
What are their ages?
My daughter is 8 years old, and I have a son who was born in December, so he'd be.
All right, let me ask you this. Is Child Protective Services involved in your life at all?
No, you're not.
So I'm going to want parenting classes. And who is Gonzalo Ocampo to you?
He's my best friend, like my brother.
All right. There's going to be no contact with Gonzalo, Gonzalo, Ocampo, Ocampo. Rebecca, is there anything else he needs?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Rodriguez, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, Your Honor. I just would like to be released and get started with my goals and start my life.
Okay, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, sir.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Rodriguez, the way you feel now about the happiness that you're getting probation, you need to hold on to that, because everybody wants to be out of the Bexar County Jail. And then once they get out of Bexar County Jail, they forget what it was like to be in jail, to be in prison, and they lose their mind in the real world. So you need to hold on to the fact that you're supposed to be a role model for your children. And the key to your successfulness on this probation is going to be communication. Based upon what your attorney is telling me, you have a drug problem. The key when you have a drug problem and you're trying to be sober is honest communication. You understand?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to send you to a breakout room. Probation is going to go there, and probation is going to go over conditions with you, and it will be breakout room number 2. So if you can go back to let me do this. I'm going to move to number 1 because it'll pop up on your screen.
Okay. Thank you so
And
much.
Rebecca, you're welcome. Have a great rest of your day.
You too.
And
Thank you.
Michael, you can go to number 1, or either you can be excused.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Thank you for your patience, everyone. I'm going to stop live stream. We'll be back at probably like 2:15.